What's causing your anxiety right now? You might not know. I'm going to give you help with this, okay? Today, I had a client last week who, when I went to a session with her, she was just overwhelmed with anxiety. I could read this on her face, and she didn't even realize that she was putting this off. And so, I tried for the first 5-10 minutes to get into session. I realized that she wasn't ready for it, so I just put down my computer, I put everything to the side and said, hey, listen, what's going on? Because I can see anxiety all over you. And she kind of broke down and was like, you can see that? Like, it's that obvious? I said, yeah, it's obvious. I mean, I've got a trained eye for this, right? From years of experience. But she said, it's that obvious? I said, absolutely. And I just started to ask her questions about herself. What I've found from my experience is that anxiety typically comes from one of three things. Number one, it could be relationships. Number two, so relationship stress in any way, shape, or form. Number two, financial stress, money stress, debt. And number three, it could be that somebody's questioning their purpose in life. That's it. Those three possibilities cover almost all anxiety. I worked in the field of addictions and mental health for a long time. I worked as a psychologist for a while. Like, when you see hundreds and hundreds of people and help many of them, you start to see patterns, and these are the three patterns. So the first question I want you to ask yourself right now is, where's the stress in your life? Is it to do with relationship stress? Is it to do with financial stress? And or is it to do with purpose, feeling purposeful in your life, feeling like you're engaged, feeling like you're doing something that matters in life? If it's one of those three things, whatever it is, or two, or all three of those things, what I want you to do is sit back a bit, ask yourself what it is, analyze it a little bit, see where it is, and I want you to come up with a specific action plan. And I'm going to give you some hints here, but I want you to take the action on this. If it's relationships, I want you to ask yourself, how can I spend an intentional amount of time with certain people in my life that will change my relationships? Now, if you know what to do, that's the answer. Okay, to start spending time with those people. If you don't know what to do, if you're lost, if you go, Mark, I don't even have the skill set, then what you need to is engage with me a little bit, okay? Ask me what I can do to help you with this, because I'll give you a program, I'll point you in the right direction. Sometimes I've got some books that I can tell people about, but you're going to need to do some learning and some skill, okay? Skill building. What about finances? If it's finances, you have one of two options, and you can do both at the same time. One, this is going to sound so weird, but it's as simple as setting a budget, having a budget. It takes 3 to 6 months to set up a proper budget. Of course, you're not working full-time every day on that, but it takes a few minutes every day, or even a few minutes a week, to start doing this. And when you do it consistently, a few minutes every day. When you do this consistently, you will feel far more in control of your finances. Simply measuring what's wrong will help you, okay? Same with weight. Same with relationships, and with anything. As soon as you measure something and go, where am I at? And what can I do about it? Anxiety levels change immediately. Immediately. Simply setting a budget, simply committing to a budget will start easing your anxiety on some levels. I promise you that. If you actually commit to it. If you're ambivalent about it and you're going back and forth, that's not going to help you, okay? So work on a budget. Or what you can do is hire somebody to help you with sales and marketing. Hire somebody to help you out with sales and marketing. That sounds counterintuitive. If I'm not making money, Mark, how can I spend more money? So you've got to spend money in the right places. If you hire the right person with marketing and sales, they can change your business in 30 to 60 days, usually. Okay? Depends on the business, depends what's going on, but usually 30 to 60 days, you can see a noticeable improvement in your business. And over the next 6 months, if you hire the right person, they will make back many, many more times than you spend on their coaching. And that's a promise if you hire somebody good, okay? So that's what you can do with finances. And what about purpose? Purpose is a more difficult question. This is what I want you to do. I've given you lots of, if you know me, if you've heard me speak, you know that I talk a lot about your why, talking a lot about why is it that you do what you do, talking about personal mission statements, those kind of things. What I want you to do is really discover what motivates you. What motivates you? Once you understand that well, and listen, this is a process. There's a book behind me. Find Your Why by Simon Sinek. That can help in some ways. Usually people need help from somebody else, okay? And legitimately, usually people need help with a professional. I can help somebody with this in 90 to 120 minutes. Usually that helps them more than months of doing it on their own. Okay? Usually it takes a little bit longer in a session, but we can do this fairly quickly. And sometimes I can help people in 30 minutes to get fairly deep, okay? So again, if you want help, reach out to me. But regardless of whether you reach out to me or whether you read a book by Simon Sinek or you watch some YouTube videos or you read some things online, whatever you're doing, take action and ask yourself, what is it that improves my life? What is it that I want to throw myself into? What is it that brings me joy? What is it that brings me purpose? When you ask that question, all of a sudden you're already going to change. It's not going to be comfortable. I didn't say it was going to be comfortable, no matter what you're working on with these things. But there is going to be relief. Have you ever had a situation where it's kind of getting out of control and anxiety is building, and then you fear doing something like telling something? This has happened so many times to me, where I'm afraid of telling somebody what kind of situation I'm in, what's happening, okay? Especially when I was a kid or a young teenager, you're in my 20s. And what I found was that all this stress was in me because I was worried about it coming out. But when I actually told somebody, I remember being in a dorm once and sneaking in late, and the person asked me if I'd come in late, and I lied, and I said no. And then I felt bad about it, so I went back to the person. I had all this anxiety about telling them what they were going to think about me, what other people were going to think about me. And I told this dorm leader, hey, because there was a curfew in this dorm, hey, listen, I lied to you. When I said I didn't come in late, I did come in late. I apologize for that. That was wrong of me. What often happens, it's uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. But my anxiety level went down immediately. I slept well that night immediately. And you know what? There were other positive things. Now all of a sudden my world started getting better. This dorm leader, I think they were called a TA or something, they now spread the word to other people that Mark is this really honest person that you can trust. Well, that did really well for my relationships because I did the hard thing. So make a commitment to do the hard thing today. Ask yourself, which of these 3 areas are you feeling stress in, and what are the action you're going to take in any one of them, okay? And you know what? Even in this, you can enjoy the process, even if it's not comfortable or convenient for you. You can enjoy the process because you know you're taking care of yourself on some level, and that sits so well with us. Take action. If you have no understanding about what action to take, call somebody who is a coach on some level, whether it's me or somebody else. Call somebody up, see if you can book in a consult, and then see whether you can get some help. Sometimes there are options that are fairly simple, okay?